Hi, I'm Brasco.
And I'm Beast. Welcome to our channel, Brasco and Beast. And today we're going to be doing a Frisky focus.
Frisky.
On erectile dysfunction.
Erectile, yes. And vaginal dryness.
Some don't nobody want to talk about, but we're going to get right into it.
Yes, right into it.
Brasco and Beast. Fit, fabulous, and frisky.
This is that arugula salad.
I got the beet greens in there too.
You know what?
What?
We should talk.
About what?
Why I'm quick to always want to use arugula and beet greens.
Oh yeah, the benefits of arugula and beet greens. Oh yeah. I know. Why don't you tell us?
Well, you know, because arugula helps with circulation as well as beets, because it deals with, erectile dysfunction,
Maybe we should eat that on a plate because you don't want to drop it on the floor. I don't want this stuff to fall.
Put it like that.
Yeah. All right. Erectile dysfunction.
Yeah. I mean,
How'd you learn about that?
well,
How'd you learn about the remedy for it?
Well, I started researching because, look, this is something men don't want to talk about, okay? I need to go ahead and put it out there. Men don't want to talk about it. Black men particularly don't want to talk about it. Because that's about as taboo as it's ever going to get for men. Like we'll be in a, we, when I say we, like when I talk to, just the guys I know, we'll be in a setting and dudes start bragging about the pills that they do take. Yeah, man, I got that blue pill. I got that Cialis, man, and it gets you strong and you in the game like you was a kid and all that type of shit, right? And I never had to bother with it before, but I had, as hard it is to say, I had an incident where I had a problem with becoming erect. And thank God it was more mental than anything else. But
it was one of those things that made you say, hey, let me look at it. Because you are somebody who you're going to do some research and you're not okay with being okay with it. And you definitely don't want to take some kind of drug unnecessarily. Yeah.
Here's the first thing I learned when I started having my heart attack. Here's what I didn't realize. I was having erectile problems before I had my heart attack, but I didn't realize it was a sign. I was having a bad relationship. And I had problems with that because that was mental anyway.
Right.
But also, I found myself not staying as firm as I wanted to, as long as I wanted to. But I thought that was just age. I accepted that as just aging.
Okay, a lot of people would. Right. Because you do hear that. That is a normal.
Hear it all the time.
As you get older. Yeah.
No. But man, dang, this food is good, baby. Oh my goodness. But here's the thing that doctors tell you. If you have an ED problem, it's like the canary in the cave. They used to put a canary in a cave. And people who would work, coal miners, they put a canary in there. If a canary died or stopped singing or died, it was a sign that the gas that could kill you, that you can't smell as a human being, a canary would die first before it would kill a human. As soon as the canary died, everybody gets out of the cave immediately, or else people start dying. Well, that's where the phrase canary in the cave comes from. Well, erectile dysfunction is the canary in the cave for heart problems. You know what I'm saying? So
that you didn't know that.
I did not know. I had no idea, So I started researching different stuff to help me with increasing the circulation. Now, Viagra was actually discovered by accident for erectile dysfunction because Viagra was initially developed to open your blood vessels for your heart. It was a heart treatment that became a erectile dysfunction treatment.
Got it.
Now, I'm just saying what I researched.
Off-label.
Off-label, right? And so they fast tracked it right on through for erectile dysfunction. Nothing had been developed for that.
Okay.
But baby, when that happened to me, I'll be honest, it was a devastating thing. Because like, even as I was walking around, here's what I started seeing when I was walking around. I was looking around and I was like, everybody else looks so happy and I'm so miserable. Everybody looks so much confident and I didn't feel confident. Everybody else looked so much, everybody looked like they were whole and I was incomplete.
That was all in your head.
It was all in my head. But these are the things that goes in the man's mind when he's dealing with erectile dysfunction. And since guys don't tend to talk to counselors or each other about stuff like that, like if you don't have some boys that you can talk to, I mean for real talk to, not just shoot the shit with, but boys you can really talk to, you can get that shit bottled up in your head and it'll never come out of your head because you haven't talked it through, or you might not find out how to correct it because you ain't talked to nobody who's been through it before. The minute
you learn to live with it, and the most important thing is from this experience, you were like not okay with it. You did the research and you said,
I want to see what was going to correct it.
But what kind of research you did? Was it just going online or what?
Well, I first of all, I talked to my doctor and all that kind of stuff. And nowadays, the doctors will prescribe you Viagra like it ain't nothing. Okay, well here, boom, quick fix. And that's the thing that's it's good because it can give you a quick fix and it'll give you your confidence back. But it's bad because guess what else it does? It makes you dependent psychologically on a pill. Then you feel like you can't do anything without the pill. And the other thing that's bad about it is you start depending on a chemical intervention when there's natural ways to intervene. So you can go Google anything. Nature's Viagra. A lot of things will pop up. Watermelon. All right, particularly the rind, because when there's watermelon season, you combine that rind, the green part. It has a lot of stuff in there that helps you with your erections. Beets, that's why I'm always talking about beets, beet greens, and the beet root. Beet, period. I got frat brothers.
And arugula. Right.
And arugula, Oh my goodness. Spinach. Kale.
These are all things that if you were to Google it, this will come up as things. And when you tried it, what was your aha moment where you were like, yeah, this is it, and then you were all in?
When I was having some problem, and in the morning time, I woke up just like I did as a teenager. Boom. When I changed my diet, and I'm not saying anybody has to change their diet, do whatever you feel is best for you. Right. But then when I found there was natural ways to do it, that meant I don't have to worry about the side effects of the medication.
Right.
And it worked. And then it's so embarrassing, to not be up for the game. How does erectile dysfunction affect women, though, is my question.
I do know. Do you recall like when you and I were dating, first started dating, and at the time that we became intimate or whatever, I said to you, like the next morning, I was like, whoa, I was blown away. I was like, it's like something that was I was like, how is it possible that you could get ready so many times, recover just like that, and you like, that first night of ours, and I'm thinking, is it just the passion or the energy we had because we were so excited, and it was,
so
consistently, brand new, and it was one of those things that I think women as well, as we get older, we think like if that happens to our partner, obviously it's not a deal breaker. You think he's getting older, and you're going to work through it. But you take it on as breaker. Like a.
I think you're just being nice on the kid.
I don't think it's a deal breaker for mature women. No, I think it would be a deal breaker if I was in my 30s, maybe in my 40s. Once you hit the 50 mark, depending on the circumstance. Now, if it was literally every time you're trying to get intimate, there was a problem. I think you have to make a choice if you want to move further and have to deal with that. But I
see, that's what we assume as men. All it takes is one inability to do it, and boom, it's over.
No, I don't. I think about conversations I've had with my friends, married and not. Definitely not a deal breaker. I mean, it would have to be because women, especially as you get older, you're at a point where you're so confident in yourself. You're kind of learning what you want. You're making decisions differently. So, being the whole person that you are, you're attempting to be. You certainly, in terms of that one thing, if this guy is giving you all these other things.
Other things like what?
Like
other sexual things or other relationship things?
Sexual things, because sex is more than, a guy.
But see, I hear women talk about that stuff in theory, and I'm like, yeah, but in real practice, theory and real practice are two different things. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Go ahead, I ain't mean to interrupt you.
No, obviously I can't speak for every woman, but I do know. Girls do talk. Women, we talk.
What do they talk about? I always wondered that. I really want to know how explicit do girls really talk? Because one of my favorite. Well, there's girl code. Oh, really?
I can't tell you everything, baby.
Kim, tell me something.
I will tell you that I think women will have deeper conversations about their relationships than men, in terms of whether it's sexual, emotional. So we have more outlets, I think, than men have. I do agree with you that men aren't going to, generally talk about erectile. Hey, yo, bro, last night was tough. I couldn't get it up, or what am I going to do?
But women are saying, hey, he couldn't get it up.
No, I think women will say no, and I don't think that women would necessarily talk about their partner, but they will talk more generally about, hey, we've been having this problem in the bedroom, blah blah blah. How have you dealt with it? So there's more of a give and take in a relationship to talk about that personal side of it.
You done with your salad?
Yeah, are we going to have the rest of it? I figured you would. So I'm glad you shared that, though. And I think that, it's the proof is in the pudding in the sense of try it. So if you want to try it out and you go out there and you get, like you said, beet greens. Let's go through this again. Beet greens, beets, anything beet, you said.
Anything beet. Natural beet. Not that jelly stuff in the can, though.
Oh, yeah, I forgot they have that.
Yeah, don't do that. I think whenever I talk about beets, people always go straight to that memory from Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Is
there beet from there? That's no, that's not beet. That's
what is that? Cranberry. Cranberry sauce,
cranberry
right?
sauce.
But for some reason, people think that that's beets. It's not beets.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say when you said that, I was like, oh, but I do think you can get jarred, or you can get jarred beets. I've seen jarred, like you can get that. I've seen that in the store.
I have too, but that's not. The more natural it is, according to my research, the better it is for you. Mm-hmm. Right. As a man, it becomes a situation where if you have any insecurities or anything like that, it magnifies them. If you have any doubts about yourself, it magnifies them. It's really devastating. Because, see, from a man's point of view, a woman is always ready. Some lube, boom, she ready.
Yeah, we know that's not necessary. Well, I guess when you just mentioned lube, if you put some lube, if lube is in the mix, that's a totally different story. But as women, we have the same, we have issues as we're aging as well, with vaginal dryness. And it's not one of those things that people talk about that much as well. So I will agree with you in the sense that I think we don't bring it up. I think you can talk about your girlfriends about it. But I think in terms of your relationship with the guy, if you're dating, and all of a sudden you feel like, in the middle of love making, things start drying up and you can clearly feel the friction and you're, uncomfortable, the man's uncomfortable, then, you have to talk about it and bringing that up is something that may not be as easy because it has nothing to do with the emotional connection and the desire and the pleasure you're feeling. It is a physiological reality of aging.
Does it mess with your mind?
I think for some people, I think for me, it's definitely one of those things that, it's a big thing. And I think when I've had a conversation with you about it, I'm like, I've always been very, vibrant and I love sex, I love
that you love sex.
So I think
that's what I was like. She's a keeper.
I think the first time when it hit me, I'm like, I'm getting. I know I'm all worked up and it's feeling good to me, and I'm like, whoa, hey, because you feel some friction and it's not feeling good, and you try to mentally you move through it, and you can, but afterwards there may be some discomfort from it, and then that means that cuts you off from wanting to like go right back to it, with a little break because you were sore. And I think for women, most what it's about is losing estrogen, and a lot of women don't like to take supplements. For me, in terms of going through menopause, and I had a hysterectomy early, you have a choice of taking some medication to basically replace your estrogen. And it's a choice that I didn't make, So using lubricant and some other, there are some natural things out there, but using estrogen replacement was something that I chose not to do. So it's a reality for women too. So
so for men, if we use testosterone replacement, which is another option you could use. Yeah. The thing about taking a testosterone replacement for men is your body will shut down and stop producing it at all.
I heard that. And with estrogen replacement, there are side effects, leading to cancer and all sorts of things. Wow. People don't, that's why you have lots of women say, oh no, I'll forego that. And then because it's not just the vaginal dryness, and you've been with me, having hot flashes, and in the middle of the night, I'm taking my covers off. And,
I like that part.
I hope to be.
I don't like that you have hot flashes, but right. I like when
I swing the cover off of us, you. And you almost always know what's going on.
I do.
Yeah, I know. So
in those times when you're feeling hot flashes, I feel like perhaps if I make love to you when you're having a hot flash and you're taking all the covers off, that could be a comfort to you in your time.
Oh my gosh, men. You would think that.
Well, I'm just trying to be helpful.
You would think that.
Well, help me help you, baby. What do you need from me?
All I tell you is no. Just back off. I need.
You need space.
I just need space to cool down.
So what would you? in trying to inspire people to live their best life in the second half of life, sexuality has a lot to do with.
It really does.
You
take it step by step and having conversations about it, and especially with your partner, having open and honest conversation about it. I think it's important. I think also your psyche, you have to recognize, like what you went through. I remember feeling like myself, like this is not okay. This is not going to be okay because I'm someone who likes to be active. Right. What am I going to do? And I'm still figuring it out. To be honest, I'm still figuring it out. And, I'm glad I have a supportive partner, somebody who I can talk with about it.
I realize it too. For men, it's a psychological thing and a physical thing, because psychologically, if you're not psychologically thinking about it, because your nervous system works in two different ways: a fight or flight type of way, or a calm way. Sympathetic and parasympathetic systems is what it's called. If I'm stressed out about trying to get erect, the stress stops me from doing it in the first place. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. Because your body is built like when you have stress in your body, it's like it goes back to when we were first in the jungle, all that kind of stuff. The stress hormone kicks in so that you can run away from the lion or tiger so they don't eat you. So the last thing your body's going to do is produce testosterone for you to have sex while a tiger is running after you, right? Yeah. And stress is supposed to be a short-term thing. But when we have these long periods of stress all the time, chronic stress, from stuff we're taking too seriously all the time, puts us in a constant state of stress. It lowers our libido. It lowers our ability to do it. So things that I've learned that have been very helpful. Number one, go see your doctor. Absolutely. I've done the same thing. For women, you would say that? OB-GYN, yes. OB-GYN. Mm-hmm. Secondly, it wouldn't be a bad idea to adopt a more exercise-driven lifestyle. Absolutely, because the better you feel about yourself and your body, it all plays a part in the psychology of what you do. And it's time to get it on. Let's get it on. Oh, baby, let's get it on. Is that Teddy Penny? No, Marvin Gaye? Marvin Gaye. Hey, I got it. All right. All right, side note. Go ahead, baby. Yeah, side note. Third, I would say, and this works for me and you. I'm not saying we're not being experts. We're saying it works for us. Third, I don't know, I know it ain't popular, But I say choke down as many beets and arugula as you can.
Absolutely. I've been adding, I'm a juicer and I like juicing, and Beast and I, we juice. And one of the things is the mainstay is we add some beets to our juice every time. Yeah.
Everything. Give me strength.
For salad today, you know, the beet greens. Whatever we could do, we add it.
Is that accurate, baby?
Accurate. Yes, baby. It's accurate.
I ain't trying to tell you what I heard. I'm trying to tell you what I then seen and know. Mm-hmm. Last but not least, really cutting out stuff that blocks your circulation. Yeah. Now that's a tough one.
It is.
Because what's some of the things you got to cut out that blocks your circulation?
Ooh, people don't want to hear this.
I don't know. That might be too taboo for us to bring in. You want to broach that? Or do we need to say that for? Hold on, wait a minute, hold it. That ain't no COVID-19. Hold up. Well, you know what? Then you're gonna be look. You're gonna be quarantined with me. We're gonna be eating beets and being quarantined forever. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah. I'm sorry, we gotta stay on topic.
Yes.
But
you're talking about number 5, if we can have
last
that
but not least, just we gotta expand on that later, but basically it comes down to you gotta stop eating stuff that clogs up your arteries. Mm-hmm. Fried stuff clogs up your arteries. You know. Diet makes a difference. Diet makes a big difference.
It's very important.
Look, the more you eat like we were in the Garden of Eden, the better off you are.
Yes, true.
Because that was the original design.
It was.
Yeah. But this is something don't nobody want to talk about.
Yep. I hope it was helpful.
I hope so for you and me and everybody too.
Yes.
Because it ain't easy to talk about. Devastating for men.
Devastating for men. Not so easy for women either, but
because I guess as a woman you could take it personal, like why he ain't up for the game.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Does he not find me attractive?
Oh please, that ain't never happening. That ain't never happening. I mean, you looking kind of. I mean, I did eat lunch, but I ain't had dessert yet. I think it's time
always, all the time.
I think it might be time for this.
All the time.
This segment of sharing to end while I can talk to you about some dessert later. I got something in the refrigerator for you for the dessert. See, that wasn't nothing but you just being wrong right there. What was that about? What was that about you just did? What was that you just did? See, this is what I be talking about. You be acting all like, baby, stop, and you did that whole stretcher thing.
That was a little bit of a tease, like, ooh. Anyway, baby, why don't you hit the camera? Turn it off.
You told me at the end of the thing to hit the camera. I hit it.
You did hit it. Literally,
hit it. Yeah. But I mean, I guess I'm just hoping that, you know, first of all, we're going to include a lot of information at the bottom of the video. Hit like and all that kind of stuff. But also, I'm going to include it in the write-up.
Subscribe and
like. But we're going to include a lot of stuff and some links and stuff like that you can take a look at for yourself.
Oh, that's a good idea, baby. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, you know, the benefits of the different things that we mentioned, particularly why we were talking about those particular ones so that you can see it for yourself. Because this is I know erectile dysfunction, as you say, is not necessarily a make or break for a mature woman, but it's
a big deal. And I think that, you know, men don't talk about it enough. And our goal is that people will listen to this. And, you know, we're pretty frank about the conversation here. So we hope that you guys really enjoyed it.
So take care.
I'm Brasco.
I'm Beast. We're out of here.